This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute professional medical advice. Please consult with your doctor or a qualified healthcare specialist before starting any new vitamins or supplements mentioned in this video. Use of this information is at your own risk. There is a terrifying transformation happening inside your body right now that no one is talking about. It is a quiet, invisible erosion, a slow-motion collapse of the very foundation that keeps you standing. If you are over the age of 60, look at your hands, look at your legs, and realize that you are literally dissolving. This is not the gentle passage of time. This is not the graceful aging the world promises you in brochures. This is a brutal, systematic dismantling of your physical independence. Your body has begun a process of self-cannibalization. Every hour you sit still, every meal you eat that lacks the right signals, your system is making a choice. It has decided that your muscle tissue is no longer worth the energy to maintain, so it is tearing it down, fiber by fiber, and replacing the strength that once carried you with empty, useless space. Welcome to ElderFit Nutrition. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. Imagine for a moment the life you have spent decades building. The memories of hiking through forests, carrying your children, and moving through the world with a sense of effortless power. Now, realize that this power is being stolen. The mirror is not lying to you when it shows your frame becoming smaller, your skin becoming looser. It is reflecting the reality that your muscles, the very organs of your longevity, are being liquidated. This is the great shrinking. It begins with a slight struggle to get out of a deep chair. It continues with a momentary wobble when you step off a curb. But where it ends is a place of total darkness, a state where you are a prisoner in your own home, watching the world pass by through a window because your legs no longer have the structural integrity to carry you into the sunlight. If you do not intervene today, you are not just getting older. You are becoming a ghost while you are still alive. You are witnessing the death of your autonomy. Before we dive deeper into the dark biology of why this is happening and how to stop the theft, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Your support gives us the strength to continue researching and bringing these vital, life-saving truths to light so that no one has to face this journey alone. We are standing at a crossroads. One path leads to the inevitable decline you've been told is normal, while the other leads to a radical reclamation of your strength. To help you reflect on this journey, I want to ask you a question that requires your absolute honesty. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Which of these two fears weighs more heavily on your heart today? A. The fear of losing your physical independence and having to rely on others for your most basic needs. Or B. The fear that it is already too late to change the biological destiny of your body. Comment A or B below and let us start this conversation. The end of this video holds the key to why neither of these fears has to be your reality, but only if you understand the silent war being waged inside your cells. To stop this theft, we must pull back the curtain on the biological mechanism of what I call the white death of the human frame. Why is it that you can eat the same foods you ate at 30 or walk the same miles you walked at 40, and yet your body refuses to respond? The answer lies in a state of profound internal betrayal known as anabolic resistance. After the age of 60, your body effectively becomes deaf to the language of growth. In your youth, a simple piece of protein was a loud, clear command for your muscles to repair and expand. Now, that same meal is nothing but a whisper that your cells choose to ignore. Your internal machinery has become sluggish and stubborn. You are eating, but you are starving at a cellular level because the bridge between nutrition and muscle synthesis has been burned down. This is why you feel tired even after a full night's sleep. Your body is struggling to maintain its own walls, and it is losing the battle. But the betrayal goes deeper than just a lack of signal. While your muscles are starving for growth, they are simultaneously being attacked by a smoldering, invisible fire: chronic systemic inflammation. This is not the healthy inflammation that heals a cut. This is a toxic, low-grade heat that circulates through your blood, melting away healthy muscle fibers. It is as if your body has turned its own security system against itself. These inflammatory molecules, called cytokines, act like acid on your muscle tissue, breaking down the very fibers you need to stay mobile. This is the hidden reason why your recovery takes weeks instead of days, and why a simple fall can become a life-altering catastrophe. Your body is in a constant state of emergency, and in that panic, it views your muscle as an expensive luxury it can no longer afford to keep. The final blow in this internal collapse happens within the mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside every cell of your body. Think of these as the batteries that drive your movement. After 60 years of constant use, these batteries are not just running low, they are leaking. They are becoming rusty, producing more toxic waste than actual energy. When your mitochondria fail, your muscle fibers lose the ability to contract with force. They become soft and unresponsive. This is the biological reality of the weakness you feel in your grip and the heaviness you feel in your stride. You are witnessing a power failure at the most fundamental level of your existence. You are not just losing muscle, you are losing the very spark that allows you to interact with the physical world. Understanding this cellular decay is the first step toward reclaiming your life. Because once you realize that your body isn't just old, but rather suffering from a specific set of biological breakdowns, you realize that those breakdowns can be addressed. The path to restoration is not through more of the same, but through a radical shift in how we speak to ourselves and how we fuel the fire of our inner strength. But the darkness of biological decline does not have to be your final chapter. There are specific molecular keys that can reopen the gates of growth, even when your body has spent years in silence. We must look at 5 golden compounds that act as the master architects of reconstruction, targeting the very failures we have identified. The first, and perhaps most critical, is leucine. Think of leucine not just as an amino acid, but as the master switch for a pathway called mTOR. This pathway is the biological engine of muscle synthesis. In your youth, this engine turned over easily. Now it requires a high-concentration surge of leucine to spark the ignition. Without this specific trigger, the protein you eat is simply wasted, never reaching the fibers that are starving for it. By flooding your system with this specific signal, you force the body to stop tearing itself down and start building itself up again. To support this ignition, we must address the failing batteries of your cells with creatine monohydrate. Often misunderstood as a supplement for the young and restless, for those over 60, it is a survival tool. It provides the immediate energy currency your muscles need to survive the night and the strength your brain needs to stay sharp. It is the backup generator that ensures your internal lights never go out. Alongside it, we deploy high-concentration omega-3 fatty acids. These are not just for your heart, they are the oil that lubricates your cellular machinery, reducing the friction of anabolic resistance. They soften the rigid membranes of your cells, allowing the signals of growth to finally penetrate the deafness of age. The structural integrity of this new growth is guarded by the synergy of vitamin D3 and K2. This duo ensures that the architecture of your body is sound, directing nutrients to your fast-twitch muscle fibers, the emergency responders that prevent you from falling, and keeping your skeletal frame dense and resilient. Finally, we must clear the highways of your circulatory system with nitric oxide boosters and specific collagen peptides. These compounds ensure that the construction materials you ingest actually reach the job site. They dilate the vessels and repair the connective webbing that holds your muscles together, ensuring that your strength is not just a hollow shell, but a dense, functional reality. These 5 elements are the reinforcements your body has been waiting for, turning the tide of the silent war from retreat to a triumphant reclamation of your physical self. This reclamation cannot happen through haphazard efforts or the comforting lies of gentle movement. We must speak the truth. Walking is a beautiful habit for the soul, but it is a whisper to a body that has become deaf. To reverse the white death of muscle, you need a protocol, a deliberate biochemical intervention that forces the body to adapt. Many people believe that simply staying active is enough to ward off the frailty of age, but they are witnessing their strength slip through their fingers despite their best efforts. This is because light activity does not challenge the threshold of anabolic resistance. It does not spark the mTOR pathway or clear the inflammatory fog that melts your fibers. A true protocol is about precision and timing. It is about providing the exact compounds at the exact moment your body is most desperate for a signal. My trophic restoration protocol is designed to bridge the gap that medication and casual exercise leave wide open. While modern medicine is excellent at managing the symptoms of chronic disease, it rarely addresses the underlying atrophy of the human spirit that comes with physical weakness. The beauty of this approach lies in its simplicity and its profound cost-effectiveness. You do not need a laboratory or a fortune to execute this. You need the discipline to provide your cells with the raw materials they can no longer produce or capture on their own. We are talking about a daily routine that costs less than a cup of coffee, but provides the comprehensive mineral and amino acid package required to stabilize your frame. This protocol fills the gaps that even the most advanced pharmaceuticals cannot reach. It is about restoring the fundamental conversation between your nutrition and your DNA. By following a structured table of intake, matching your nutrients to your body's circadian rhythms of repair, you are doing more than just eating healthy. You are performing a biological rescue mission. This is the difference between watching your life narrow into a small, fragile space and expanding back into the world with confidence. It is a side-by-side comparison of a life lived in fear of a fall versus a life lived with the structural certainty that your legs will hold you, your hands will grasp, and your body will remain a vessel for your will, rather than a cage for your spirit. The decision to act is the only thing standing between the person you are today and the shadow of the person you might become. We have been conditioned to believe that the frailty of our later years is an inescapable tax on a long life. But the science of trophic restoration tells a different story. It tells a story of agency, of power, and of a radical refusal to go quietly into the night. This is not about vanity or chasing the ghost of your youth. It is about the cold, hard reality of survival. Muscle is the only currency that matters when the decades accumulate. It is the literal armor that protects your bones from breaking, the engine that keeps your metabolism from stalling, and the shield that guards your heart against the ravages of sedentary decay. The most profound truth of this journey is that the barrier to entry is incredibly low. You do not need a laboratory, an expensive medical team, or a lifestyle reserved for the elite. The 5 compounds we have discussed are accessible, sustainable, and fundamentally natural. For less than the cost of a daily newspaper, you can begin to pay into a longevity account that yields interest in the form of every stairs you climb, every grandchild you lift, and every mile you walk with a steady, confident stride. This is an investment in your future self that pays off in the most valuable way possible: the maintenance of your dignity. When you provide your body with the precise molecular signals it has been starving for, you are not just surviving, you are reclaiming the right to be a participant in your own life. The choice to stop the great shrinking is a choice to remain visible, to remain strong, and to remain free. The path is laid out before you. The biology is clear, and the tools are within your reach. The only thing left to do is to begin. The journey we have walked together through the cellular landscape of your body reveals a profound lesson. Aging is not a fixed destination, but a dynamic dialogue between your choices and your DNA. We often view our bodies as machines that simply wear out over time, like an old car destined for the scrap heap. But the human frame is a living, breathing, adaptive miracle that never stops listening for instructions. The white death of muscle loss and the silence of anabolic resistance are not failures of your will. They are the results of a biological conversation that has gone quiet because the right words were no longer being spoken. The deepest lesson here is that you are the architect of your own biological destiny. Your body is a reflection of the signals you send it every single day. If you send it signals of stagnation and nutritional silence, it will respond by dismantling itself to save energy. But if you send it the loud, clear signals of growth through the precise ignition of leucine, the energetic backup of creatine, and the structural support of omega-3s and vitamin D, it will respond by reinforcing its walls and rekindling its fires. This realization shifts you from being a victim of time to being a steward of your own strength. It reminds us that our physical health is the vessel for our spiritual and emotional lives. When the vessel is strong, the life within it can flourish. To apply this to your current life, start with the smallest possible win. Do not feel overwhelmed by the complexity of science. Focus on the simplicity of the signal. Begin by ensuring your first meal of the day is a declaration of intent, packed with the specific compounds that tell your muscles it is time to wake up. Consistency is the primary engine of change. One day of the right nutrition is a whisper, but a year of it is a shout that your cells cannot ignore. Listen to your body's wobbles and its weaknesses, not as signs of defeat, but as requests for help. When you respond to those requests with precision and care, you are practicing the highest form of self-respect. You are ensuring that your later years are defined not by what you have lost, but by the wisdom and strength you have fought to keep. As we conclude this exploration of strength and longevity, I would love to hear from you. Thinking about your own life and the goals you still have, what is one physical activity or hobby you look forward to enjoying with renewed energy and strength as you begin this journey? Please share your answer in the comments below. Your goals might be exactly the inspiration someone else needs to read today. If you found this information valuable, please subscribe to the channel. Your support allows us to continue bringing these deep biological truths to light and helps us build a community of strength that defies the expectations of age.